Okay, so I am sitting in Forest Grove in a hotel watching my dog have twitching, and this is all they do. Doggy dreams don't happen from the moment they close their eyes and continue the entire time they're asleep. This is a nervous system thing. You can actually see the tremoring, um, and oftentimes they're now shaking internally. Um, Alex at Ottoex, this is your fault. This is partially your doing by fucking with my fucking bus and making me have to be stranded here. I can't underestimate how much he has participated in this and provided these people an opportunity to sadistically rape, torture, sodomize, and pretty much murder my animals. Cause them enormous amount of suffering, permanent damage. Vita could die. She's not doing well. Miho could die. I mean, I don't think it's really been tested, whatever this drug is that's right now making my eyes just coated. I passed out for, I don't know if it was an hour or two. I don't even know. I was just in bed and watching YouTube. And then I woke up and I'm like, I just drank 4 shots of espresso. I mean, I can feel it astringently in my nostrils. I can see it on the dogs. I know it's in the air. I can hear there's an attic entrance to the upstairs here. She's probably definitely been in the room. So, and there's definitely men in this hotel room right now waiting to participate in raping. What happened in the RV parking lot was one of these incidences of gang raping and just sadistic torturing and brutalizing my body. Sent me to the ER because when you do something that obvious and that impactful on my body, my anus, my vagina, my limbs, I'm going to go to the ER and I'm going to get a rape kit done. And I had bruising across all of these knuckles. Very light blue bruising. It's the first time I've seen that, but I definitely feel it all the time. So, but yeah, I can't stress enough how me being stranded in Forest Grove, literally not being able to take my bus for, I took it down to the store, which is less than a mile and a half away, less than a mile, just so I could get some food. And I was fearful that I wouldn't make it there. They want to get back in that bus. They want to make sure that it's further disabled. I can tell because when I left, they had vehicles come and park in the parking places that I was in, which was, they were good spots because it was illuminating where the engine is, which is in the front of the bus. But yes, I have no problem saying Alex at Ottoex, and I'm going to put that in the title so that when people search on YouTube for him, they'll see this video. I have no problem doing that at all because these are the straight facts. I got an Isuzu Rodeo from him. He lied about getting a wire transfer, said he never got it, and then said he did, but didn't return the money even though he had gotten a cashier's check. So at that point, he had gotten $60,000 for a $30,000 sale for a vehicle that actually, at most, should have cost between 15 and 20 grand. That was with the verbal assurance that that vehicle would be 100% working from the water, the shower, the heater, everything. I spoke very specifically how that needed to be part of it. I knew that it was not worth that. Even with all those things working, still not worth 30 grand. But willing to pay that if all of those things were working completely. Got stranded within 4 hours, got stranded multiple times. It's now sitting in an RV shop, can't get heat, can't get power, can't use a shower, can't have hot water, can't live in it. He did that, and that's after having belts that had to be replaced that he had already replaced. The alternator is probably bad. It won't go into 4 low, even though it's a 4-wheel drive, which would automatically, again, make it not worth 30 grand because it's no longer a 4-wheel drive if it can't go into 4 low. And I mean, it had holes in the walls. I mean, the interior wasn't great. I was willing to let all of that slide, except for he took my bus and said he would repair it. He said that he would put a diesel heater in there, a new diesel heater, remove the other diesel heater, and fix the water pump. He had it for, I believe it was 4 weeks. I believe it was a month, if not more. I had asked him about putting new windshield wipers on and a headlight. At least one out of the 4. I mean, there's one working, and I wanted at least one more out of 4. You'd think in a month for somebody that you just took $63,000 for, because I gave him a $3,000 deposit all the way back last year for this rodeo that took forever. Oh, and also, by the way, I put on a new exhaust pipe, a new muffler, onto the rodeo. I paid $1,000 for a new refrigerator that I now can't use because the refrigerator that it came with did not work, which he also said he'd credit me $500 for. I also haven't seen that money. Supposedly now he's sent back the wire, has not given me back that $3,000, has not given me that $500 off. When he said he fixed instead, without calling me, no, without my permission, without asking me, he made the executive decision, apparently with my bus that he did not sell me, that he would fix the illegal, not up to code heater that's in the vehicle because it was super cool. Instead, that is what he said he got done in 1 month. None of the other stuff. I finally just went and got my bus. Had been for weeks thinking I need to get the bus away from him because I can't trust him because of all the other shit. But I just had nowhere to put it. And I had no way to get one, drive there, get it, and with all this running around, getting raped, being sodomized, being tortured, trying to fight for my life, and then trying to figure all these things out, it just gets hard. And, I can't express again how much what he did with his vehicles and all of those things led for me to be in those positions. Like, instead of exactly what I wanted, which was to drop off my bus, that he would fix my bus, and then I could take off in the rodeo because it would be all set and all ready to go, and I could be able to be more in control over where I was and what I was doing and how much these people maybe had contact with me. How many people that could, because me being in a hotel, me being in cities, a lot more rapists to call. It's a lot harder to bring like a train of people up into the mountains. Not impossible to bring a few rapists, but not a whole big party like she likes to do, where lots of drugs, lots of gang raping, lots of, that craziness. But he provided that opportunity by selling me a vehicle that was pretty much disabled and not working. I mean, 4 hours after I bought it, 4 hours, I was stranded. And that happened multiple times in his Isuzu. Stranded, no heat. And then when I call Progressive, they don't come. And they keep getting told that my calls have been put on hold, even though I didn't do that. So he decided to fuck up my 1992 Toyota Coaster. An exceptional vehicle with an amazing engine that I drove for a month, 13,000 miles on it. I got in it. The moment I got in it, I knew it was fucked up. I knew. I knew all my fears of him being just the most just piece of shit motherfucker were true. Not only did he fuck me on the sale of the vehicle that I bought from him, not only did he keep $33,000 of my money for over 30 days, and pretty much from what I believe, but had no intention of returning that. Was hoping, fingers crossed, that I would end up in a mental ward, that this would get lost in translation, and that no one would ever notice that he got all this money. I'm 100% sure that was the delaying to giving me my money back, with just his fingers crossed that he would be able to keep all of it, which is bank fraud. taking money for something that you don't, I mean, but not technically. That was the problem. So, anyhow, supposedly he's given it back now. Now that he's been forced into a situation where he called the cops, and the cops actually, and I told them, he took all this money from me. It's funny how they sometimes think that they can do things like call the police, and then they think it's all going to go their way because, oh, I'm crazy. But then the facts are there. Just the straight up facts, which is like, I came to pick up my bus. Supposedly, all he did was fix the heater instead of putting in a new diesel heater. And he was going to charge me money for that. I took my bus and I drove it an hour and a half. Sounded horrible, felt really scared and unsure, and was just had this sinking, horrible feeling and just sadness that he had fucked up such a fucking amazing vehicle, knowing it in my gut that he had destroyed it. And irreplaceable vehicle, by the way, like none like that exact one on the planet. And I got to where I was going and kicked on my brand new fixed my diesel illegal inside that he shouldn't be allowed to work on and shouldn't have a license. He could lose his license over deciding to work on something like that that is dangerous for his customer instead of putting in what he was supposed to do. I kicked that on and just smoke. Within a few minutes, smoke just billowing out of both sides from underneath the bus, and just diesel just dripping out of the bottom of the bus. So I think that they really went to town. I'm guessing there's leaking in my fuel tank. The entire thing just fills with diesel. Like, even now, after sitting there all day when I got in to go get food, it still smelled like diesel inside. Yeah. So that's what he did. And he's gonna say he should get paid for that. So I just really want everybody to know who Alex of Ottoex is. And I don't care about putting this online because he wants to go get a lawyer. He wants to sue me. These are all just straight facts. This is exactly what happened. Exactly. And then the next day, I went to go take off in it since I got gang raped. And I needed to go. I was in pain. I was suffering. I needed to get the fuck out of there. And I took off in the more valuable of the two vehicles, by far, my bus, and worse and worse and worse as the day went on. And after spending the night in the hospital and then coming out and then leaving it at a park for less than a few minutes basically by itself, and having this guy with the dog go behind my bus and, do whatever, which I'm guessing maybe poke more at the gas tank. I don't know. I looked under there and something looks wrong. And yeah, now it really basically won't run. So Alex at Ottoex in Portland, Oregon, who makes all these videos that he's super cool and he sells all these amazing vehicles, he purposely fucked up my 1992 Toyota Coaster. And I would stand by that in any court of law. I would stand by that in anywhere. And I would swear by that because I drove that thing for a month and it was amazing. The fucking engine was amazing. I don't think that's my engine. I personally think he gave that engine to the person who sold me that bus because he had two other coasters. That's just my opinion. I don't know that for fact. But who else would be able to take that engine? Who else would find value in that? And what's interesting is that person also had some vehicles that suddenly appeared at Alex at Ottoex's yard. He goes, "Oh, do you recognize that one? That's from blank." I'm thinking, you wanted to preempt that just in case I would be like, that's weird that you both sell those things, then why is that there? He claimed that was another customer's. I would like to see the paperwork on who owned that vehicle, who bought that vehicle, how that vehicle came into his possession. I'd like to see the paperwork on who bought the other two Toyota Coasters from that person. And I want to find out what is in that fucking bus now. And why all of a sudden, after 28 years of sitting and not being driven and only having 13,000 miles on it, and that's the other thing, I have 3,000 additional miles on this. 3,000. And how's that? Did it just get cloudier in here? Oh yeah, it did. My dog's... And I'm hearing noises. Doors opening outside in the hallway, and it just got really fucking cloudy in here. Did you notice that? You can actually see that on the video. She's trying really hard. I think her new tactic is, I mean, she likes the whole like long-term gang raping thing where I'm out for hours and she can get lots of people and they can party and do lots of drugs and yay, it's fun, and she gets the sickest people she can ever find. Um, but she can't do that every single night. So I think what she's trying to do now, and she has been for the last couple of days, look at Miho suffering over there, trying to hide his nose, trying not to breathe in. I think what she's trying to do now is do this like knock me out for an hour, have someone come in and rape me, then I wake up, and then she does it again, and then she can have another person come in and rape me that's staying in this hotel, and then she can do that all night long. Because I've been waking up and then passing out, waking up and then passing out, waking up, then passing out. So tonight, when I totally knocked out, didn't even have a clue that I was knocking out or anything, and woke up and, you know, it kind of all fell into line. But anyhow, that's a side note. Alex at Ottoex, but he's the one making this possible for me to be stranded in this because of what he did to my bus. I will stand by that he is affiliated with these people, that he has benefited financially from these people, and that's why he's choosing to do this. And why he chose to fuck up my bus, why he chose to give me a fucking vehicle that was fucked up. It probably wasn't even that bad shape when he got it. He probably allowed them to fuck it up more. He claimed that it was stuck in import forever, but I saw vehicles just flying into his place. So, no. I'm just gonna let people know that helping these people is never gonna get you anywhere. Never. Mm-mm. They'll make you think so. They'll make you think that your life is gonna be better because of it. That they're gonna help you and all this stuff. I think that's really interesting that you can actually see on the video camera. I mean, on the camera, the room filling up with gas, because it's all blurry now. Isn't that weird? Like I'm even trying to like make it not, and it won't work. So there you go, Alex at Ottoex. Take me to court. I would love to sit in a courtroom and go step by step of how this all happened. And there's just facts. There's just facts. Like me calling to get towed, me calling for a jump. Like all those things become facts. You can't say, oh yeah, that didn't happen. No, I have proof of that happening. Fuck you, Alex, you fucking nutcase. I hope you and all your little friends and all your little psycho rapist friends all rot in fucking hell. And I'm coming for you. I'm gonna get my fucking money from you, and this is gonna be made right one way or another.